video, I just wanted to go off a comment that I saw where someone asked if I could go through all the 200s that I have. So in this video I'll just talk a little bit about, each character and, how they came about. The mechanic was the inaugural 200. It probably took the most amount of time too because I didn't train that much. My gear wasn't very good, and there was motivation, but there wasn't as much motivation as there was towards the end of the 10th one that I made. Low fat, my Corsair, probably my most loved 200 next to my Jet. It was certainly a hard one to train, a little bit easier than the mechanic, because my gear was getting a little bit better. I was moving along with my VIP gun that I was scrolling, and my gear was getting just overly better. My range was increasing, and I was training more. I think I did that one in, I started, the quest log shows that I made it at the start of November, and I finished it on New Year's Eve, the 31st of December. So yeah, it was getting quicker. Resettings, my Demon Slayer, I made that around the time that Brandon made Retraces and Steve made Calmly. I made the Demon Slayer for the buff, and then I kept going on it because I liked how it played, and Brandon lent me some gear, and I was just training along with him, or leeching a lot and then training after that. And I just kept on training after he got 200, and I eventually got it to 200. It was a really fun class, I really enjoyed it, but when they got, I actually wished I had strength gear, because it was that fun to play. I could go to Empress on it, not do much, but be a mule, with the skill that they used, and just binding it. So it was a good class to play, but then they got nerfed quite significantly. My Paladin, this was a character that I just got to 200 because, at the time, the 607 Stone Tooth weapons were out, and a lot of people flamed me for this at the time, but really, I was just taking advantage of what was available to me at the time. I got it to 200. To be fair, it was at level 180, it was close to 200 anyway, so it's not like I trained all the way with it. My current 200, my Jet that I play, it's probably the character that I enjoy playing the most, just because of the gear on it. I was going to show you guys my range, but I haven't been on since Tempest, and for some reason they've reset all the skill points. Thank you, next one. I've got 10 characters to put a lot of skill points into. That's what I've got to look forward to. But anyway, we move on. My Buck. This character sort of starts the push I did to get more 200s on my Jet account, because since I already had my Jet and my Corsair, I was on the way to having a few 200s on there, having my Demon Slayer there as well. It gave me the 3 200s buff, but I started reading up on the different buffs that everything gets, and then we were talking about them in call, and I realized that the pirate one's actually really good, so that's what led me to keep making more 200 pirates. So it started off with my Buck, and then I moved on to Cannoneer. And the Cannoneer was just, why not, because I'm starting to build up the the strength gear, and Kimmy was selling gear, so I bought her gear, the gloves you saw there, and my rack mask, and I think earrings as well, which you guys have all seen. And in between 200s, my Bishop got to 200. This thing I made a while ago. I actually made it to leech characters with back when Ultimates didn't have a cooldown, and I finally got it to 200 through HSing, MWing, and Advanced Blessing the characters I was training. And second last, my battle mage. You might be wondering, well, wait, wasn't your mechanic next? But technically, this thing got 200 first. If you look at the 200 video, it leveled before my mechanic, and last but not least, my mechanic. Fun class, a little bit slow, DCs me with the summons, so that's why I stopped playing it. It's a bit of a shame, but you know, it happens. So I just moved back to my jet. If you guys are wondering why I quit it, that's really why I did. And I thought, that this was gonna finish a bit too soon, so I figured, why not just I don't know, not really a guide, but some tips to people who are, if you're wanting to make 200s and you want to know the simple ways to do it. There's always the easy way out, which I get really disappointed when I see this, but in LHC, while I was training, people would come in the map and offer to leech me all night with the battle mage hack, and of course I'd say, well, no, I'm leeching people the legit way, and then they'd F7, call me a no-lifer, and leave. But really, the ways that I found it achievable were stick to the same class. I know that I've got a few warriors in there. I've got a few battle mages, bishops in there, but that's just stuff that happened as side projects. Stick to the same class, stick to the same gear, stick to classes you like, and find a group of people you like talking to, spending time with, and training with, and you'll be fine. It's hard to do when you're moving parties all the time. I rarely ever trained in a random party. Like, I always either joined, well, basically started parties with friends when we felt like training, and then just worked with each other. So yeah, that's really all I've got, but those are some simple ways. You can ask more questions if you want, but yeah, so those are just a few suggestions that I could think of. The other things are, it gets easier with gear as you progressively go on, because I found it was getting faster and faster as I was improving my gear, because you're putting out more damage, you're killing things faster, getting faster EXP. On my mechanic it was very slow because, well, it was different back then, a year ago. It changes all the time, but LHC was different. But yeah, it increases the speed as you increase your gear. So that's really all I've got. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.